Welcome to another RDWorks Learning Lab. Now, this is part 3 of my specification for this machine. I thought I'd finished. When I started reviewing my video, I thought it's not a good idea to have a machine with these little stops in like this that prevent the door from closing. Now, you need the airflow through the machine, and the only way you can get the airflow through the machine is to allow a gap in there to allow the air into the machine. Not a good idea to sell a machine that possibly might be considered unsafe. I mean, this whole damn thing is not compliant with any particular European machine tool standards. So, you know, you can buy it and use it yourself, but if you get somebody else to use it, well, you could be liable. So, you know, it's not the sort of thing that you get an employee to use a machine like this, because it hasn't got any safety precautions on it at all, really. This one hasn't even got a stop switch on the lid. So what I'm doing now is to make a small change, which will keep it basically as safe as it was with the lid closed, but the lid technically will be almost open. Let me explain what I'm going to do. Now, this piece of kit here is pretty useless because all it does is cover up this frame here, which is the main support frame, and in here and here we've got a couple of adjusting screws which tension up the Y belts. So this is really nothing more than a cosmetic cover to allow you to access these adjustments. So we've got this construction here like this, and we've got another piece with a couple of bends on it like that. This is only 1.2 Zintek material because that's what I had access to, but here we are. It's been pop riveted together, just one pop rivet each end, and it's completely stable. We're going to fit it in here, but at the moment I can't fit this in here because there's a flange on the door here and here which prevent me doing that. So what I'm going to do is to cut the flange away, it fits in there nicely, but what we've now got, we've got an air gap under here all the way along that draws air from underneath here, and you've got no direct visibility into the machine. How am I going to hold this in? Because you still need to get access to these. Just push that little tab at the end there. And that just comes out. No, there isn't enough room for it to just drop back and catch on that lip there, I don't think. We've modified the slot in this end. I'm forced to change this end like this because I've got my buttons here, my up-down buttons. But in fact, it's probably quite a good idea because all I've done in there is put a couple of cap-edge screws as pins. So just plug it on that end. And clip it on that end. And there we go, completely safe, and the air has now been ducted in across the machine. A little bit of protrusion there, but relatively speaking it's neat and it works. So that really is the final part of my Russ improvements, if you like, for this machine. The only other thing that really needs to be done, and I will mention it in dispatches, it could really do with a cutout or a panel on this side here, so you can get access to the stepper motor and other bits and pieces on here, because you can't get to anything. This is something I did when I had my original mirror system, because you just couldn't physically get in there to adjust anything. It's not really necessary now if you put a cutout in this area. Well, there we go. Thanks for your time again, and we'll see if we can get some of this stuff together and off to Cloud Ray shortly.